This is the Orioles POSTCAST, your instant game reaction for the Baltimore Orioles. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Good evening, and welcome to the Baltimore Orioles POSTCAST. It is the 1st of July, and we are live on YouTube just a hair before 11 o'clock here. This is also available on demand after the fact on YouTube and wherever you get your podcasts for free. Tonight, we're talking about a 10-2 loss by the O's to the hands of the Texas Rangers down in Arlington. 10-2, the final. Go ahead, leave a comment if you're watching live right now on YouTube. I see people filing in to the Baltimore Orioles POSTCAST. On paper, this matchup seemed heavily leaning in the Rangers' favor. Right-hander Jacob DeGrom had gone 6 perfect innings a week prior up at Camden Yards and 7 no-hit innings before giving up a single to Colton Cowser. And his counterpart, 26-year-old Brandon Young, in his 27-year season. And as has been the case through 4 major league starts, Brandon Young just can't get to 5 innings or put up any sort of a competitive outing.
This is what you'll be talking about.
It doesn't inspire a lot of confidence when the marquee matchup is right-hander Jacob DeGrom versus Brandon Young, or as it should be called, Hydrogen Bomb versus Coughing Baby. Young is in his age 27 season. He turns 27 next month. Unheralded prospect. He is essentially, from a talent perspective, what Cade Povich is, but throwing right-handed. No put-away pitch, and has been consistently inconsistent. We'll give it to Young. His fastball has played up a little bit better, a tick or two better than his first 2 starts before he went on the IL with his shoulder injury. And the curveball noticeably had a little bit more drop and spin to it. But is the case with a rookie all between the ears? I think so. Young has shown in 4 straight outings that he loses the plot with 2 strikes and with 2 outs. And that is not a recipe for success when you're going up against a 2-time Cy Young Award winner and one of the best pitchers of your generation. We picked this up bottom 3, scoreless game. Ahead 0-2 on Sam Haggerty, throws a hanging splitter that is hit up the middle for a base hit. Then Josh Smith with a duck snort single into center field, so you got runners at first and second. Corey Seager then frozen by a fastball from Young on the outside corner to give you 1 out in the inning. And then Marcus Semien at the plate. We had noticed that Trevor Rogers pitched around him a bit last night because he's hitting 29 for 47 with runners in scoring position and less than 2 outs. Such is the situation here. So Young puts him on, and the bases are loaded. Couple of squeezed calls there from home plate umpire Dan Rackley. He was also errant all night. So you got Adolis Garcia at the plate with 1 out, 4 career grand slams to his name, his average in the high 300s with the bases juiced. And there's a curveball out over the plate that Garcia takes a liking to, hits a 2-run single into center field. It's 2-0. Then gets Ozuna, the next batter, to strike out on a curveball, hitting in the 5 spot tonight, Alejandro Ozuna was. So 2 outs now, and a chance to really get out of this with limited damage. 2-0 game in favor of the Rangers. And he leaves a 4-seam fastball up to Jonah Heim. It's hit through the opposite field left side hole, and it's 3-0. Young is pulled after 4, and you can tell that interim manager Tony Mansolino and the O's in general don't quite trust Young to go a 3rd time through the lineup. And so they leave the onus on right-hander Matt Bowman, riding 5 days of rest, recently recalled, to try and bridge the gap between the end of DeGrom's outing and the Rangers bullpen by eating some innings of his own. It did not go.
Time to reveal where the game was won or lost. It's the turning point.
Kind of the problem when a career journeyman and command first pitcher doesn't have command. You're going to have outings like this. And his final line, before we even dive into the thick of it: an inning and 2/3, 6 hits allowed, and 4 earned runs. 1 mashed tater. Shall we? Shall we go through this? Can't close with 2 outs. He strikes out Corey Seager to start the inning on a sinker. Then gets Marcus Semien to ground out gunner to Ryan O'Hearn. He's got a full count to Adolis Garcia. Grooves a fastball at 91 down the middle. It is a double to center field. Garcia extends the inning. What does Bowman offer up next? A center cut fastball to Alejandro Ozuna, who yanks it to right field for his first career home run. 5-2. Bowman would then walk Jonah Heim and actually load the bases, and he got out of the situation, but still just obliterated. Gregory Soto came on bottom of the eighth and also had his most wild and crazy outing of the season. A hit by pitch hitting Corey Seager on the shoulder, 2 walks and 3 wild pitches that allow Seager to score. And then Justin Foscue riding a franchise worst 0 for 44. Franchise worst. Hits a double to center field with a hanging slider over the plate, which gave us the final score of 10-2. Thanks so much for tuning in to the Baltimore Orioles postcast here on this Tuesday night. We know we got a lot of options. Coming up, we're going to talk about the O's lone good rally against Jacob DeGrom in 2 meetings this season, and we'll take a look to tomorrow's rubber game. And all that's coming up right after the break. Please stick with us here. This is the Baltimore Orioles postcast. It's the second time in 2 weeks that I'm sick, and it probably visibly shows. Man, both Rangers games, by the way. Ever wish managing your money felt easier? With Monarch Money, it can. Whether you're growing your savings or planning a big purchase, Monarch puts you in the driver's seat. It's like having your own personal CFO, giving you full visibility and control over your finances. It's more than a budgeting app. Monarch Money is the command center of your finances. You can track all your accounts, investments, and spending in one place. So in addition to managing your money, you're also building wealth. If you share finances with someone, Monarch Money can help you and your partner plan for better financial decisions. If you have financial goals, it will also help you get there. This is everything you could possibly want in an app. Take control of your finances with Monarch Money. Use the code LOCKEDONMLB, that's all one word, LOCKEDONMLB, at monarchmoney.com for 50% off your first year. That's monarchmoney.com, code LOCKEDONMLB for half off your first year. Summer sports taken off. The O's find ways to break our hearts. There's also soccer, there's golf. I've mentioned my former roommate in Annapolis constantly sends me golf highlights. And you can follow all this action and make it a little bit more fun with FanDuel. You can get in on the game while your friends are out getting sunburned or at the beach or traveling, or if your spin instructor's in Aruba and you don't have anything to do. Man, that's how you do it. It's easy to use, fast to pay out, and makes even regular season games feel like must-watch events. If you're new to FanDuel, new customers can bet just $5 and get $150 in bonus bets if your first bet wins. Open the FanDuel app today or visit fanduel.com to get started. Jacob DeGrom, the 37-year-old right-hander, had early issues getting first pitch strikes. And in fact, the first batter of the game, Jackson Holliday, worked a really nice 9-pitch at bat. There was a low strike that was missed by the home plate umpire, who again was having a very inconsistent day. Dan Rackley, which is a name that I think some casual baseball fans might not be aware of. David Rackley, excuse me. And did make a great impression for those who are new to the show. And with that, the O's found ways to get runners on early and often. There's not a lack of run scoring chances if you look through this box score in this final game record. We saw Cedric Mullins lay down a really good bunt single and use his speed to his advantage. We saw the O's be active on the base paths, with Mullins getting thrown out and Henderson stealing his 10th bag of the year. This is good stuff, and it's good baseball strategy. And the O's, to their credit, do get 2 runs off of Jacob DeGrom. As a preface to this, the O's hit to a 923 OPS with runners in scoring position in June, and that is first in the American League. The O's, of course, only able to grab maybe 5 more games to their record to try to snap out of this under 500 plague that has just shrouded over them. They are now 11 games under 500 with this loss, and hope continues to slide away. But it's run manufacturing opportunities like this that make you think that this team is a lot more talented than the results show. We go top four, one out. Gunnar Henderson gets a first pitch slider from DeGrom after not being thrown a fastball hardly at all. Hits a single to center field. Gunnar, by the way, hit 326 in June. And then Ryan O'Hearn flies out to left. Gunnar able to steal with Gary Sanchez up at the plate. A great call by interim manager Tony Mansolino. Gunner's 10th bagged swipe of the season. So you're putting pressure on DeGrom. You got a runner there with 2 outs and a runner in scoring position. Sanchez works the count to 3-2, then gets a fastball inside at 99, and he's able to turn around on it. Home run to left field. The first right-handed batter to go yard against DeGrom this season. And Gary's numbers, the Kraken, with runners in scoring position, have been just all world. 10 for 21, 4 mashed taters, all since his return from the IL, and 23 RBIs. Gary Sanchez, man, you take out the defense, and without him playing a premium position, this is a bat you want in the lineup every day. And he's proving that, the power is there and the clutch gene is there. And Colton Cowser strikes out looking at an elevated changeup to end the frame. But at the time, the score is 3-2, and the O's are cooking. If they're able to work some more counts against DeGrom or do something exciting, you could be looking at a nice upset comeback. How do they respond after that? Not great. They get runners on, but become increasingly unaware of situational hitting. Case in point, Ramon Urias singles to lead off the 5th, the next frame, one pitch. Cedric Mullins grounds into a fielder's choice with Urias taken out at second and Mullins at first. Dylan Carlson then gets a fastball inside at 97. Kind of gives this half-hearted swing at it. He's way behind, and it's a lazy pop fly to Ezekiel Duran in foul territory, the third baseman. So you've had 3 batters up at the plate against a Cy Young caliber pitcher, an ace, and 5 pitches between them, and now 2 outs. You're finishing your second trip through the order, and the job is to get him out of the game. Leave it to Jackson Holliday, again, who worked really good at-bats in this game, to strike out on a foul tip, 6 pitches. And DeGrom, when they almost had him on the ropes, is now up to 73 pitches only through 5 innings. The final line for DeGrom, 6 innings pitched, 2 earned runs on 5 hits, a walk, 6 strikeouts, and that home run given up to Gary Sanchez. We carry on, and the O's will look to take the rubber game tomorrow, 8:05 first pitch on Masson. Their final dealings with the Rangers this season. And then the only other trip they'll make to Houston, I believe, is or to Texas. It would be to Houston later this season. And it's right-hander Tomoyuki Sagano against Nathan Eovaldi. Tomo earned the win on Friday. Did not pitch well, but it was the 22-8 game, and he left with the lead. So, funny game that baseball is. Tomo's ERA is over 4 for the first time since the opening series in Toronto. He is 6-4. Eovaldi, 2-time All-Star, 2-time World Series champion. He has been the man this year, pitching to a 1.87 ERA for the Texas Rangers, one of the great acquisitions that they made to that 2023 World Series run. And, well, we'll take a look at some of the comment section. Kind of a quiet night here on Tuesday. It's holiday season. A lot of recruiters, a lot of NFL teams seemingly out of office, it seems, not responding to emails or texts. NBA free agency going on, but some of the people that were supposed to call me back never did. Whoops. Here's Milo brings up an interesting point. Apparently, we've lost every game following a game scoring 10-plus runs. That is a handful of times for the Baltimore Orioles this season, and I believe it. Off the cuff, I can't really give you the answer, but I'll take a look. I'll swipe through the schedule. Opening day, of course, that 12-2 win over Toronto was extraordinary, and of course, they lost. Morton starting the season as the number 2 starter had a pretty rough debut. And then when was the next time the O's scored 10 runs? It might have been, man, they didn't score 10 runs at all in May. And I'm looking through, or all through April, excuse me, they didn't score 10 runs. And they, in May? No. Man. This offense has been quite anemic. In fact, you have to go, to the June 11th. Believe that might have been one of Jordan Westberg's first games back. That 10-1 game at Camden Yards, that was a Wednesday. You have to go back and look at that reinforced lineup. And a 10-1 win. Yeah, Casey Mize giving up 2 earned runs, and then the bullpen, that David Brisky character, Bo Brisky, giving up 5 runs there in the bottom of the 8th. That was Zach Eflin's last hurrah, his last really good win before going on the IL. Man, these games and these stages sometimes, it feels like eternities between weeks sometimes. And when you get a rare day off, it's really hard to bounce back. Crazy. All right, that'll do it for tonight. Is it really only 2 times or 3 times now with the 22-8 game? 4 times counting last night. 4 10-run outings for the O's, and nothing to show for it the day after. The consistency we need. All right, 8:05 first pitch tomorrow. I'll be trying to feel better. I'm already starting to sweat alive. If you're watching on YouTube, my apologies. Good night. Stay safe. I'm going to take some Advil, and I'll see you right back here tomorrow.